1, 2, 3.
Welcome back, Eternal Dragon here with an update to one of our favorite builds, John Wick. That's right, the infinite ammo build is back. We can still go infinite ammo, but we've upped the fire rate, upped the damage, and we've done something crazy with the barb load. Can't wait to show it to you here in the demo, and then I'll do the walkthrough for you after.
So I duck and I dodge and I bob and I weave. These snakes in the grass trying to latch on me. Who I be? CO, the NOMAD. Want beef? You whopper junior ass queef. I flex on my own, no need to invite me. I'm wolf like lone, so don't try to bite me. I lyrically shine, you couldn't outright me. I'm more of a definite, you're more of a might be. I strike you like lightning, now you fried fricassee. You ghost-written lyrics don't make you an MC. You low-level flop fake bust-ass liar. I'm creaming the crop and I'm blazing with fire.
I know how you feel about it, but you know nothing, little man.
Some of these fools ain't got their heads screwed on. They just wanna rap with their boots and suit on. No sign of life except what they dispute on. I intrude, SQ fuse, their rhymes get chewed on. And I spit it out, cause they ain't got no flavor. They think they Titanic till I bring the glacier. I'm alpha level, like Professor Xavier. When thoughts that I drop go from pen to paper, ain't nothing can save you. Stay in your container. My nature is major, the great entertainer. Don't ask me for shit, no favors for haters. My name ain't State Farm, I'm not a good neighbor. You a pig in a famine, you ain't got the passion. You only imagine someone else's fashion. Go back to your cabin and rewrite your pattern. You fishing for hooks like a biting ass salmon. I blast like a cannon, I'm one hungry dragon. I'm walking with cars, you just riding the wagon. I'm bringing the action, my dissatisfaction got me chopping your head. I'm a verbal assassin.
It's not personal. He's a threat. He was near death. Not near enough.
When I unlock it, my style is cosmic. You couldn't block it. A sonic dropkick, right to the optic. Your head hit the ground. You heard the sound, got dumbfound and uncrowned. Turn around. Every now and then you're gonna make me puke when I listen to your bullshit. Watch who you dissing.
So we're back with John Wick 2.0, Chaos 100, and even better than before. So I'll take you through the build and everything that we're kind of doing here. Starting off, we are using the donkey. It's a ×2, and we are actually using the ×2 so that we have even more chances for us to proc our capstone here. Play the angles. You see our gun critical hits have the chance to ricochet, and then also to trigger the barb load, as the saw blades from the donkey count actually as crossbolts, so you can trigger pin cushion here, and that's how we get the ricochet damage going absolutely everywhere. Now, of course, play the angles will still trigger off of the wizard's pipe, and the nightshade, the gluttony, whatever other weapons you have. If you can get a gun critical hit, you can get a ricochet. However, our main weapon is the donkey. We kind of had the wizard's pipe on the build because we're still going to synergize the poison there, but at the same time, if you run into enemies that are immune to poison, this is a fantastic weapon to switch to, as you can actually get past the elemental damage immunity on them with the secondary ability on the wizard's pipe. That is those little extra balls that fire. They will switch elements to the weakness that your enemy currently has that you're shooting at. So even if they are immune to the poison of the gun, they will not be immune to the other portion of the gun, and you will still be doing great damage to everything else all around you. Nightshade, we can reload this gun really quick to get our spell weaving stacks up at any time we need to, and also this gun is fantastic for play the angles and just a fun gun in general. We've got it enchanted with ability to have stronger play the angles on this one when you've got it out. It's great for mobbing, not the best for bossing in this build. We're definitely going to go with the donkey there, but overall, a really fun gun. Now the gluttony is just another great choice, just something fun to use. Not really a main gun, but hey, you'll do a lot of damage if you use it. So of course we've got on spellcast increased poison damage here. The gun itself is poison, and we are going to be synergizing poison damage, so there it is. Here we have when action skill ends, 35% additional area damage and spell radius. That is just because we get additional area damage on the additional proc on this gun. And area damage is actually kind of hard to pull. It's hard to roll on things. It's not something that you can get a lot of in the game. And so for this one, we left it there because if you choose to do anything else with the build, that's also a great enchantment to have. All damage 15, what can you say? Now, we are using a Twin Soul of the Assassin, primarily for the Echo, but if you do need to fill up your life or shield, you can hit with the Vampire really quickly. Try to get yourself some of your shield and your life back. Just a little bit of an extra gain thing there if you need it. But the Echo is there to really add the additional damage when you build it all up and just run in and slap something to death. We have two amazing rings, and we are going to be getting all of our dark magic efficiency for the build from these two rings. As you can see, they are both double gun damage roll Shark's Banes, and they're both ascended. Now on this one, we managed to get maximum dark magic efficiency. This ring is just crazy. And on this one, we got some dark magic efficiency and assault rifle critical damage. I couldn't believe it when I got that one too. Like, these rings are just stupid. I love it. So this is of course an assault rifle. There's your extra critical hit damage there. Moving over to the shield, we have the Last Gasp, and we have it enchanted with elemental damage 20% for 5 seconds on spellcast there, which is of course going to boost our poison. And of course, if you have any of the other weapons out, it will boost them as well. It will also boost our Cryo Melee Echo Swing. And then this shield is really cool. While it is broken, plus 25% fire rate, 20% reload speed, and regenerate ammo while the ward is depleted, a huge portion of our ammo regen does come from the shield being broken. And we have skills that will, of course, keep the shield down for us. It's up right now, so that was a bad choice to try to show that. But over here, you can see Fatemaker no longer automatically regenerates his ward, and he gains drastically increased spell damage. Nice. So our shield will stay down. For our armor, we have a Mosquito's Mantle. This thing is fantastic. It's also going to be shooting crossbolts for us, which means that we can ricochet them with the Barbaload. And these crossbolts are pretty good damage. They're not as crazy as they were when the armor first came out. They changed things, but you know what? The armor is still great. And we've actually got +3 to double knot, which we don't have spec'd, but we'll be getting this bonus here, the additional gun damage. And so that's just a fantastic armor for us here. It's also got spell damage, all damage, and area damage on it. Now, the Stabomancer, obviously we are not a Stabomancer, so we don't really need that bonus, but with the Spellshot on top and the 3 and double knot, this armor is just absolutely awesome. We are, of course, using a Buffmeister on this build, but this one it's great. It's great. We polymorph, we shoot the sheep, you trigger the Buffmeister. And then when you don't have a skeep up that you can polymorph, you can just use it yourself. But either way, this is just fantastic. And of course, because we have the action skill start on there, using polymorph is actually super duper worth it. And if you see here, this gives you those free spells. You can trigger your Buffmeister by shooting the sheep, so you can just trigger it and trigger it and trigger it over and over while that skeep is out, giving yourself basically infinite Buffmeister uptime. And then when you don't have a skeep available, cast the spell. Now for the amulet, we do have a Barbaload with a double all damage roll, and we've got poison up top, so we've got our elemental matchup there. Now the other great thing about the Barbaload to mention is the amazing survivability that you actually get from all the ricocheting saw blades. They spray all over the level, so even if you're down from holding still and the damage reduction was not enough to keep you up, that's okay. Your ricochets from Play the Angles and the Barbaload are going to spray all over the place. They're going to kill enemies for you, get you right back up, and with the dark magic efficiency going on over here on our Shark's Bane rings, and the fact that we are using a Buffmeister, you should have enough life gain to sustain you pretty much no matter what. So if you don't know how the damage formula works in Wonderlands, you do want elemental matchup rather than splitting your elements. You want to get as much as you can into one element, maximum 2 really. The further you diversify, the less your damage builds up with elemental matchup. So we have poison with enchant poison. And then down here, we have poison on the amulet. A lot of additional damage for that elemental matchup. And then boosting the element again here with elemental. Moving over to the skills. We are going to be using polymorph so that we can have infinite Buffmeister uptime, basically. It's fun, it's fantastic. You've got to try it out. The ricochets are just crazy. So we're speccing 5 out of 5 here into Eagle Eye so that we can get that additional gun damage and gun handling, and then 4 out of 5 here in Bullseye for a really high gun critical hit chance so that we can proc play the angles all the time. 3 out of 5 here in Affinity to up our play the angles damage. And then we have 3 out of 3 here Quiver Holding. We want that additional magazine size and the ammo regen. And of course 3 out of 3 in Windrunner for that additional movement speed and fire rate. 3 out of 3 here in Called Shot. I was looking at a 6 out of 3 and I just couldn't get a good one. So I don't know if that's actually better than everything else. It would be really cool if it was. But you see this one, when you ADS, aim down sights, you increase your gun damage and damage reduction for each second. That's 5.3% and 5.1% damage reduction up to 10. So you can get yourself 53% additional gun damage and 51% damage reduction just by staying aim down sights. And with the fact that we're regenning ammo like crazy, you can totally stay aim down the sights. Now we have Headhunter here, gun damage increased to critical hit areas, and we're going to be critting all the time. But you do want to actually try to hit the critical hit areas for this. It will matter. Over here, we have, I'm trying to come on to it, there we go, Wrath of Nature. And that is a damage increase of 30% whenever we deal ability damage to an enemy. Now we're going to be able to do that here with Play the Angles, ricocheting all the time. And then with our skill Polymorph, we are just shooting the heck out of that skeep, getting Play the Angles off of it, and triggering the Buffmeister. Crazy over-the-top damage and fire rate. Now over here on the Spellshot side, we're going 3 out of 3 into Magic Bullets, 2 out of 5 Prestidigitation so that we can reload faster, and then 5 out of 5 into just warming up, cranking that fire rate up even further for every stack of spell weaving that we get. Gonna go 4 out of 5 into Font of Mana, and then that is just so that we get the additional spell cool rate and action skill cooldown, get our skeep back even faster. Glass Cannon increasing our spell damage by 30%, which will synergize it and increase our gun damage again. And then over here, we've got, oh, look at that, high thread count, plus 3 to the spell weaving stacks to get our damage even higher and our fire rate even higher. Now 1 out of 5 an imbued weapon just to get a little bit more damage on our shots. And then you definitely want the 1 into Warcaster so that all of the ricocheted shots, when they get kills, they instantly reload your gun. And that's another great place to get your ammo regen from, especially when you're bossing. You know, you'll be shooting, say, Parasite, and there's a few mobs that pop up. You get the Barbaload Ricochet, or you get the Play the Angle Ricochet. One of those mobs dies, your gun is instantly reloaded, you just keep on shooting. Then take a look here at our hero points. We've got the 48 out of 48, of course, in strength. You always want to pump that up, basically on every single build. Get your crit damage up, I mean, you want it. And then we brought our critical chance up to 50% with 35 out of 40 in dexterity. Put a few points here into intelligence. Left wisdom alone. Couple points here I think got spent into Constitution. Yeah, we got 25 out of 40, and then 27 out of 42 in Attunement, just to get our action skill back a little bit. You will see I have not spent any more points here. Myth rank 1,121, but we got 67 points there. Still floating. So this is what the fire rate and ammo regen with shield down looks like with our main weapon, the ×2 donkey. As you can see, at 0 spellweaving stacks, we can maintain that really well, which is absolutely fantastic. As you see, we've now hit the 10 stacks there in the bottom left corner of the very rarely used skill called Shot. Now, of course, we can also do that with our Wizard's Pipe. And you'll see the Wizard's Pipe fire rate is as such that you can fire this one infinitely. You will not have a hard time maintaining shooting this one, as long as you're at no spellweaving stacks. Now, of course, we can get our spellweaving stacks up. It will add more fire rate to the build, which definitely helps when bossing. You definitely want to be at the ×8 stacks when you go into a boss fight. Very easy to achieve just by reloading quickly with the Nightshade. And then you'll see here, we are now actually going down in ammo, but it's still very easy to maintain. And then with our main other weapon, the donkey here, and you'll see again, it is more noticeable, although it's still very easy to get up to your ×10 stacks for Called Shot. I absolutely love that part of this build. And first you'll see, we're using this, we're getting our play the angle ricochets, and it's actually really easy to get those. You see the damage bouncing around, hitting other people. There you go, that was a great demo of what it looked like. Next up, I'll show you how the donkey ricochet works with the Barbelode. Now this is our main interaction for the build. We do have the play the angles that we've talked about, doing tons and tons of damage for us. But because the donkey, you see those blades, those saw blades, those things count as crossbolts. So we can trigger pincushion here. Which means that we have double the amount of things triggering ricochet, and we can basically just shoot one target and hold still, make use of Called Shot, and just ricochet all over the level. You see the shots ricocheting there. The crossbolt looking ones, they are actually the Barbelode, and just the regular looking shots ricocheting, that is with play the angles. You see here again, we just stay in one place, Called Shot, 10 times additional damage, ricochet damage between everybody, no need to reload, and that was at 0 spellweaving stacks. So that, friends, is John Wick Chaos 100 2.0. I hope you enjoyed the build. I have a lot of fun playing it. You should check me out on Twitch Live. I swear, I'm trying to get this YouTube thing going. It's just not as easy as one might think to stream on YouTube as it is on Twitch. I mean, sure, I could just hit go, but a lot of the cool stuff that I do on Twitch just doesn't seem to want to work properly for me over on YouTube. So we're getting it balanced. I'm trying, but the test stream was not pretty. So sometime in the future, I'm trying, I promise. Until then, happy gaming, friends. Save file will be over there on the Discord. And seriously, I appreciate all of the support in 2022. Let's go 2023. I can't wait.
Come flexing with style and mad skills, like my name was Eternal Dragons, game playing builds. So come get your fill, cause you paying the bill. The conflict's critical, situation real. I'm a pop, I'm let it rock, those mark, old school 360 like an Xbox, make it hot. What you got, gonna give me a rod? I'ma watch my watch as I watch you fly. Slowing down my lyrics for a minute.